watching. So what's the deal with this thing, anyways?
So um, this is a new hack from Bit Inc. Studios of the original. I should probably get to the game, huh? Of the original NES Ghostbusters. So.
Oh, so this is the NES one, not the.
Yeah, I didn't want to find different
Okay,
box art, so I still have the Master System box up on the
that's fine.
thing.
Master System box art is always fantastic.
But let's see here.
So what are they hoping to? What are they trying to accomplish with this hack?
Um, I think
Is it to
that
make the game not suck?
I think part of it was to make the game not suck, and where is it? It's not this one. It's not this Ghostbusters SMS Enhanced. It's a different one, and I thought I put it on my EverDrive, but I don't see it. Unless I put it somewhere else. Should I put it in the wrong folder? That seems weird. No?
Uh-huh.
Well, this is annoying. I might have to double check this real quick.
You don't have it?
I'm just wondering if I mean, I know I applied the patch and everything, and
They can play Penguin Shot instead.
yeah, right. Hang on a
That
second.
game is pretty scary.
I'm frightened of it. I know the guy who made the hack said that he tested it on his EverDrive and it worked. So I am just double checking very quickly.
The scariest thing in all of streaming is technical difficulties.
Yeah, no kidding.
So this is a horrifying stream of a different kind. Given that fall is here, I've been listening to a lot of pretty good black metal albums.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about it.
Definitely not talking about them just to fill time, you know.
No, of course not.
But
Well, I just double checked, and it is definitely in this folder.
We're just not showing up.
Yeah, it's like it's just not showing up. That's really weird. And it's not like a huge file or anything. That's really weird that it's just not
There.
Yeah. Like, I don't know that I've had games not work on my EverDrives. I don't know that I've ever had a game just, like, not be there.
Not right. Is it like not a .nes file? Is it something else?
Oh, it's a dot. No, I double checked that too. I double checked the extension. Unless I'm just going completely insane. No, that's regular Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2. I mean, I definitely put it in the hacks folder. I definitely put it in the D through J folder. and it's definitely just not showing up here. I guess...
SMS enhanced.
Yeah, that's the Pack and Sack Dave one. That one's old. That is not the one that I'm trying to get working. And I tested it
Anyway,
in an emulator.
New White Ward album called Love Exchange Failure, which is I think there have been other attempts by black metal bands to like make music that sounds like a city, I guess, but this one specifically has a lot of piano and saxophone and stuff, and sounds kind of like a film noir soundtrack, but also it's black metal. I think that album is very good, and it's very much so the sound of like being alone in a crowd of people. I think it's very good. I thought their last album was really good. I'm also just like way into metal bands that use saxophone for some reason.
That seems weird.
I don't seek it out; it just kind of comes to me. But this, like I said, that album, the first White Ward album, also had a bunch of sax. They write some pretty damn good black metal riffs and stuff as well. But just this one specifically is like I said, it's like a what the hell is the name of that? Boren and the Club of Gore, which is a band that does like noir jazz arrangements of like so it sounds kind of like a mix of like them introing and outroing black metal songs, and it's pretty damn good. I've also been listening to a band called A Novelist, who put out a album called The Folie, which is they're a Louisiana band, and it's all about demonic possession. That's another one with a lot of saxophone and a lot of atmosphere. That is one of the scariest metal albums I've heard in a while, honestly. A lot of great. I'd say that at its core, it's kind of like a technical death metal album.
I mean, can metal still be scary? That's something that I've wondered.
Yeah, I think this album kind of pulls it off pretty good. I liked it enough that I bought a limited run T-shirt of the album art.
Nice.
It's really good.
Hey, there we
Left
go.
Door is one of the best metal albums or best metal songs that I've heard in the last 5 years or so. It's fucking spectacular.
Interesting.
Anyways.
So I don't know what the deal was there, but whatever it was, I figured it out. I recopied the ROM.
So I was just going to get to October Tide and talk about the new Opeth album.
Tell me about October Tide.
I mean, that's okay. We can just play Ghostbusters. Alright, so what's the deal with this hack?
So this is, as I said, a hack of the NES game that I think largely seeks to make it look a lot better, because it was a very early NES game, as I'm sure you're aware.
We played both. We played like a bunch of different Ghostbuster games on a Halloween stream like a couple years ago, last year at some point, I'm pretty sure.
That sounds right. But I don't really know. Like, I start with no money, which seems strange. I guess I'm just supposed to vacuum up some ghosts to start with and earn money that way. So yeah, this, like, if you've played the NES version of this, you know very well that
you don't want to play it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks bad.
Yeah.
I ran out of gas on my way to the gas station, apparently.
This definitely looks a lot like the road and the buildings and everything is.
Yeah, everything
a
looks
a lot more going on. Yeah.
much better. Stay Puft already showed up and wrecked a building, though. Yeah, I don't remember not starting. I feel like you start with money in the original version, but I didn't start with any money, so now I have to like drive around and ghost vacuum ghosts to make enough money to buy like the most basic gear, which seems kind of awful, but it looks a lot better for sure. So far, and I mean, I've only played, like, even these segments play better though. Like, there was a big problem with the cars like weaving a lot in the original NES version, where like they would crash into you sort of on purpose, and you would have to pay money for the damage of the other cars running into you.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, okay, I don't even have enough money to. Okay, this is weird. I don't understand the idea of making me start with 0 money. Like, I can't do anything. You need a beam, right? Well, I need a beam, but I can't fucking afford one. So, like, am I just supposed to drive in circles? Like, I mean, the answer is apparently yes, until I can save enough money from vacuuming ghosts on the road.
Yourself up. Goes to vacuuming bootstraps.
Yeah, evidently. That's the plan. It's the hot strat here.
Well, you do that. I'm gonna boot up the original one, and I'll let you know if you start out with more money than that.
I'm like almost positive that you start with
I'm
considerably.
Pretty sure you're right too, but oh man, wow. You should boot this up too, just because it's really striking how much better that version looks. Yeah.
Given that this
dude
dude
with $10,000 in the original one.
Oh well, see that at $400 a piece for Ghosts on the Road, I'd have to catch a lot of ghosts on the road to get to start with $10,000. Like, this is like my 4th trip around, and not including the stupid gas station mechanic, which I would have kind of hoped that he would have removed. Like, the Master System doesn't have that. There's no gas. There's no running out of gas in the Master System version of this game. But yeah, I'll boot up the original before we finish tonight to just kind of show, like, you know. But yeah, I would. But let's see. Can I actually buy a proton pack now? Oh no, not yet. No, of course not. Just we're going around the block again. Didn't improve the soundtrack at all, which I guess is.
I mean, how could you?
Right. I mean, well, you could add more songs, because one of the tiresome things about this game is that you just hear this chiptune version of Ray Parker Jr.'s Ghostbusters over and over.
It's an extremely like stripped down version of that, the Ghostbusters theme, also.
Right.
Even for an NES song.
Right. Yep, I missed a gas can.
This is not going to make Mega Man.
No, certainly not.
I'm not going to give the Mega Man soundtrack a run for its money in terms of instrumentation or composition.
No, definitely not. Okay, well, at least now I have a beam and I have some traps, so I can catch some.
Also, it seems like these driving segments take a lot longer in this version of the game.
Yeah.
Oh no, I ran out of gas.
Yep, that happens. Okay, so it looks like... So they added more... Oh no, I crossed the streams. Whoops. Okay, well that sucked. And there's Marshmallow Man. So that takes away like a place where you can catch ghosts, but at least in this version, like in the Master System version, the Ghostbusters get charged. Like you lose a bunch of money whenever the Marshmallow Man crushes a building. And I mean, I know in Ghostbusters 2 they talk about how they ended up getting sued and having to, like, they lost all their money. But still. There we go. So I like that he used the new Ghostbusters 2 sprites for a lot of these ghosts, and for the Ghostbusters themselves, which is kind of fun. But yeah, it was such an early game that I think when the game originally came out, there were like no enhancement chips available. You know, for
So the ghost vacuum in this game costs $2,500, and it looked like the one in that version is free.
Yeah, but you start with no money, so.
It also seems like maybe the prices in general are a little lower in that one.
In this one?
Yeah.
Oof. I don't want to run out of gas again. God.
Oh man, this game fucking sucks ass.
It's not great. It's not a great game.
I was just at the store. But I forgot to buy a trap. I don't have to do this driving mini game again to get back there, even though I'd never really technically left.
No, I need an empty trap. Ugh. Oh, and I ran out of gas, so I missed all the ghosts the gas mechanic is garbage. That is one thing about this game that I definitely hate.
It looks a lot better, but it's still this game.
Yeah, it kind of feels like it. I mean, it's not the driving sections are definitely a little more forgiving. The drivers are like way less all over the road than they are in the version that you're currently playing. But like if you watch, because if I remember correctly in that one, the drivers swerve all over the place, right? Like
I mean, they usually start on one side of the road and veer to the other, and then veer back again.
Okay. They actually stay in their lane in this one, though, so.
It's a pretty busy road for a 4-lane highway, you know?
I mean, it is supposed to be New York, though, right? So, like.
Well, I guess in this game it's 4 lanes. In your game, it's 3 wider lanes.
Yeah.
So.
Piss off, Marshmallow Man.
There's not gonna be any city left.
Yeah, right. Which I guess is accurate. That's movie accurate, right? He smashes up quite a big section of town.
You need a trap. Where do I get a trap from? Is that not at the
You have
store?
to buy it at the store, yeah.
I don't even see it on there.
There might be more than one screen's worth of stuff that you can buy.
I hate playing this game. This seems like a weird choice to make a Ghostbusters sim.
Yeah, right. I mean, it was, but I would also say that, like,
Ghostbusters Simulator 2000.
it kind of works in terms of just like the not this version, but like there are versions of this game that are not bad. I think the Master System version is fine. The original Commodore 64 version, which is the one that David Crane actually like did, you know, is God damn it, is totally fine. You know, the NES version is just like a particularly shoddy port of this game.
I don't know if there's any universe in which I like any of. Doesn't matter how good like this is. I don't think that I would ever like it that much. Oh, I ran out of gas again. Oh, drive some more, you fucks.
I'm about to run out of gas again. Nope, I ran out of gas again.
You gotta get the barrels of gas on the highway.
There weren't any. There weren't any in that. I didn't get to any in that section.
I mean, one thing that the original Sprite artwork has over that version is that the fire hydrants are much larger.
Well, that's a bonus at least.
So, yeah.
I mean, I'd like to see the stairs, and I don't know if I would get as far as actually fighting Gozer, but I'd like to at least see the stairway scene.
I caught a ghost and got $200.
Good job.
And now I need another trap, which I don't think I have enough money for. So. Should maybe sometime this month I'll download that the more recent Ghostbusters game and play a little bit of that.
Yeah, I mean, it just came out again, right? It just got re-released.
Oh, did it?
Oh yeah, I thought that's why you were saying that. Yeah, there's
no, just
a
because I was just thinking about it since we're talking about
remaster, Ghostbusters Remastered or whatever.
Oh yeah, that was a couple years ago.
I mean, it was
Right?
10 years ago, but the new version literally just came out like 2 days ago. Which is just the same game, but like in a higher amount. It plays in 1080 or whatever, up to 4K or whatever. But it was
High-res
like,
texture pack.
yeah, basically an official high-res texture pack. But yeah, it was like literally this week.
– 2009.
Yep, 10 years ago.
You want to hear the original Ghostbusters? Phone in some vocal performances.
especially Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Like Dan Aykroyd seems like he's kind of into it. There are not going to be any buildings for me to go to bust ghosts at anymore when all is said and done here.
It's exclusive to the Epic Game Store.
Really? Are people mad?
I don't.
I'm sure people are throwing a fit because they don't want to. buy
have
a
to
video
buy
game
a remake of a so-so 3D action game
from Epic
10 years ago.
instead of from Valve, from one big company instead of from a different big company.
Yeah, but Joe, Epic's got ties to Tencent, which is a big Chinese.
Yeah, I know who Tencent is. A lot of people have ties to Tencent.
Yeah, but Epic does, so you don't want to buy a game from them. You know?
Yeah.
Think about it. Follow the money.
Sure. I'm following the money. I'm not sure I'm following the logic, but
Yeah, I tapped out. I can.
give me a gas barrel.
I think you're fucked, my friend.
Nope, I got one.
Oh. This looks like a lot of fun.
And then there was another gas barrel, but I ran out of gas right before I got to that gas
Yep,
barrel.
You sure did. You almost got it.
Yeah. Nope. Oh no, Gozer's become the destructor.
Oh no,
I don't
you
like.
fucked up.
I don't know. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it sure does look a lot better.
It sure does look a lot better. Okay, well, I guess I will show that since you were playing the original, I'll show the original a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for comparison's sake. Somebody put a lot of time and effort into making that game look a lot better.
Yep.
I'm not sure. I don't know. I guess somebody must have some love for that game.
I think it's just people have love for Ghostbusters is really
I guess
like
so.
That's what it basically comes down to.
I feel like no one ever really got the Ghostbusters game that they deserved. Although, given how
The
shitty
Genesis
Ghostbusters fans turned out to be, maybe they did get the Ghostbusters games they deserved. Who knows?
Yeah. Ghostbusters for the Genesis is it's pretty good.
I think I gave it a tentative Genesis when we did.
You
that
did, yeah, we did,
right?
we did,
Yeah.
and you did.
But that game is more like Ghostbusters.
Right.
You're doing the things in that game that you would want to do in a Ghostbusters game.
I mean, I think the one that just got re-released is also like pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said,
That's
the
right.
voice acting, they all kind of phone in their performances, but like
It's pretty repetitive too, if I remember. Like there's it's like a couple hours longer than you kind of want it to be, but it's still all right.
yeah.
Come on, man, you got to catch those ghosts.
I can't. I don't have a ghost vacuum yet.
Oh,
I had to
right.
drive and get my stuff.
Hyper beam, ghost alarm, anti-ghost suit.
Yeah.
Make sure you get a trap.
You get 3 of them.
Whoa, Mr. Fancy. Yeah, I wonder why they chose to rebalance the Ghostbuster economy in the remake.
Yeah.
That I put out.
I don't know. So yeah, this is Ghostbuster. I'll get to the Ghostbusting sequence just so everybody can see what that looks like.
It doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good.
The one that you were just playing definitely has a lot more personality.
Looks a lot better.
In those sequences specifically. They actually kind of look like the Ghostbusters.
So that's the ghost busting sequence in this one.
We did it.
And I guess, like, let's just see what Pack and Sack Dave did, I guess, because we're here. Right? I mean, we're here anyways. We may as well.
Yeah, you may as well. What do we got to lose?
See how the new one compares to Pack and Sack Dave is a pretty prolific sprite hacker. Like, that's kind of his jam, is like he does. I don't think he does much besides sprite hacks. So, like, this probably. Oh, you know what? I think I just figured out why it's not showing up in this folder. Because I put it in 2 places just to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually think that the way Smoke Monster set up the filing system for these ROM packs, because I didn't like run his script again. I just like threw it in there. Is that the EverDrive filing system only can it can only recognize so many files per folder. So I think I would have to like shuffle everything down one to get it to appear in this folder. That's what I think is going on. But all right, let's take a look at it. So yeah, Pack and Sack Dave is sort of one of the internet's most prolific sprite sprite hackers. And like I said, I don't think he usually does anything to the gameplay. He just changes the graphics. Like,
I mean, this looks considerably better than the OG NES one for sure.
Right. Now that I'm thinking about it, like, all right, we'll do the ghost busting sequence, and we'll see how that looks in this version. And then we'll call it a night for tonight, because I've had all the chiptune Ray Parker Jr. I can handle for one evening. But yeah, I was thinking about some other stuff that I want to play. We talked. I don't think it was actually during the stream we talked though. I'm going to do Illbleed. Oh, this looks a lot better, even though it looks like now I'm killing, like I'm trapping H.R. Giger aliens and not ghosts. But yeah, I think I'm going to do Illbleed at some point this month, and Blue Stinger on the Dreamcast, and I had another idea of something else that I wanted to do. I might just play the 360 version of Death Smiles, but I know there's a new port of Death Smiles and Death Smiles 1.5 or whatever, I think coming to Switch, but I don't know if it's coming out before the end of this month. So
I don't know.
I don't know, but oh, and
right.
I might play I have the third Evil Dead game for original Xbox, which is apparently the good one. That's the good one, I'm told. So
yeah.
might play some of that at some point. I don't know.
You know what?
What?
There aren't any good ones. There's just less bad ones of those.
Yeah.
That one's okay.
I know the first one is like the first one I played a little bit of, enough to know it's like bad.
The first one is one of the worst survival horror games of all time.
Right, and then the
Just
second one
constantly respawning enemies and
right, and it's just the cabin mostly, right? Like there's not a ton of locations and not a lot of stuff to do.
Really awful.
The second one, then, I heard was an improvement on that, but still really bad. But most people I've heard say that Regeneration, the third one, is actually like
it's kind of fun.
a pretty competent third-person action game.
It's kind of like the Ghostbusters game, and that there's about 3 or 4 hours of fun, and it's like a 6 or 8 hour game.
Yeah. Well, that's better than definitely than the first Evil Dead game.
That is one of those mythological B games that people like to talk about that don't really get made anymore.
Yeah.
They're just like, like that is definitely one of those.
Yeah. And I ordered my replacement Neo Geo board is getting shipped out. Got shipped out today apparently. So once I have that, then I'll be a couple of Neo Geo. There's not a ton of really thematically appropriate Neo Geo games, but there's a couple. Oh, I remember the other thing I was going to do is, speaking of Neo Geo, the SNK 40th Anniversary Collection, there was DLC after the fact that added Beastbusters, which is a light gun game. You in the collection you use your the joystick to control its crosshairs, but it's a horror-themed light gun game, so I'll probably play some of that before the end of the month. And I know you've got some stuff that you want to play as well, so
Yeah.
we'll be back tomorrow with something.
There's a lot of bad horror-themed Game Boy games out there that I haven't played yet. So
There's even a couple of good ones, like Kid Dracula, so you should check that out too. But I'm going to shut off the stream here. Thanks everybody for hanging out, and we'll be back tomorrow night with something else.
Hi, Joe.
Bye.